Real quickly, I want to share with y'all a couple of things that I pulled off the internet about the scientific concepts of what is it, natural hair care, the physical concepts, the physical services as well, and what's the last one? Natural hair styling references. I might only just cover a few of these things, but yeah, so the scientific concepts, infection control, um it says contamination and decontamination of supplies and instruments. You have wet sanitizers, you have dry sanitizers, electronic sanitizers. Those are the like the steamers that you can put your tools in to descent to what is it, to decontaminate. I was about to say desanitize, but to decontaminate your tools. The proper disposal of waste, previously used hair. You'll probably need to make sure that you don't mix it in with um, the hair that you haven't used. For instance, say you're about to start a cornrow or something. You start a cornrow, you don't like how it looks, you take it down. You want to make sure that you do not mix that hair with the new hair. It contaminates it. Um, the equipment and implements that you use, you want to make sure that you dispose of them properly. The chemicals, well, not chemicals, because with natural hair, you won't be using chemicals. But if you're using like henna dye, you want to make sure that you dispose of it properly. Your gels and the containers and whatnot, you want to make sure they're not in hot spaces because gels are flammable. There are a lot of other products that we use that does have chemicals in it that are flammable. So you want to make sure that you dispose of them properly. The method of infection control, you got antiseptics and disinfectants and anti what antimicrobial soap. Antimicrobial soap. It's basically like antibiotic or like dial. Dial is a antimicrobial soap. I'm trying to say it right. You want to get familiar with OSHA and EPA standards. You can look up OSHA online, and EPA. Material safety data sheets, um, which is what OSHA is. Bacteriology. It's the study of bacteria. You want to get to know your pathogens and bacteria and your non-pathogenic bacteria. Um, One is, I think, is a micro or is a single cell organism, if I'm not mistaken, and the other is a micro or macro, or what is the word I'm looking for? It's not single celled. That means it has a lot of cells to it. Diseases, communicable, communicable diseases, and you have viruses. I'm sure you know the differences of that. If not, you look it up. Human physiology. Okay. So in the class, we're gonna spend a whole week on human physiology. Um, Basic anatomy of the head and neck. You're going to learn the bone structure. You're going to learn about the skin and the muscles and the skeletal and all of that. You're going to learn what your occipital bone is. You're going to learn the nerves in the face. You're going to learn all of those things. Disorders of the hair and scalp. You're going to learn about that. Structure of the hair, the follicle, the bulb, the papilla, yeah, the hair root, the hair shaft, chemical composition, growth of the cycle of hair. You're going to learn about the different stages that your hair grows in. Anagen, catagen, telogen, normal amount of shedding, which is, I think it's about 100 hairs a day. The condition of the hair, the texture, the porosity, elasticity, density, color, the pH. We're going to learn all about that great stuff. Physical concepts, the hair type. You have the hair type that you're going to be, hair types that you're going to deal with when you're dealing with natural hair. You're going to have your natural virgin hair, and you're going to have commercial hair, which is synthetic, animal, and human hair. Commercial hair is human hair. It's just not grown out of your scalp. So you have the physical movements, the proper care for locks, the proper care for braids and extensions, natural hair styling supplies. I'm going to speed up a little bit. I'm not going to read everything. But then you have your physical services. Your physical services are professional consultation, and I'm not going to go through all of that. The definition of services. You have shampooing, arranging, styling, twisting, wrapping, weaving, extending, locking, braiding, finishing. Draping, your capes and your neck strips and towels. Techniques, the basic twist, basic wrap, locks, single braids, single plaits, cornrows, knots, wiggery, and etc. Also, the preparation of the salon environment, which is very, very, very important. If you are doing hair out of your kitchen or out of your living room, it is very, very, very important that you do not do that. The reason being is, first of all, your brand. I'm going to make it short and sweet. Your brand is very important. So if you're coming to somebody else's house and you're a traveling stylist, that's different. But if you are bringing clients into your home, you have to make sure that you have a space for your for what you're doing, for your styling space. And also, you need to make sure that your house follows the regulations of the home occupancy, for your business. But we're going to get into that when we talk about the business aspect of everything. Okay. Yeah, that's about it. There's some questions on here, some sample questions. I'll read a couple of them. The natural coiled hair is characterized by a very tight curl, a loose curl, pin curls, or barrel curls. It would be A. A coil is a very, very tight curl. Most of the time, people with coarse hair, they really have very coily hair. And if you take a tiny piece, or if you take the curl to base ratio, and you twist it around your finger, that makes a coil. And you'll see the natural curl of the hair when it's not all tangled up with the rest of the hair. That's what a coil is. Let's see. Applying the proper amount of tension while braiding will help to prevent which of the following? Hair loss, dandruff, itchy scalp, and split ends. I would say hair loss, the right amount of tension, because if you put too much tension, especially on the edges, then it can definitely cause traction alopecia. Hepatitis is a disease that is characterized by the inflammation of what? The heart, the liver, the stomach, or the adrenal gland. Hepatitis is a disease. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look that up. But if you know the answer, please put the answer in the comments below. But what I'm reading from is the North Carolina Natural Hair Care Specialist written examination. It's just like, you can go online and you can literally print this off to get you ready for the examination. This is for I don't really know why I made this video, but I feel like it's going to help somebody who's about to take their examination. You can go on, what is it, DLROOPE.com, and they have literally the whole test on online that you can go and you can look up. But my phone is about to run out of time, so I'll talk to y'all. Bye.